Common name octopus, Octopus vulgarity is scientific name. They are invertebrates and belongs to carnivores. Their lifespan in the wild is 1 to 2 years. Octopuses are sea animals famous for their rounded bodies, bulging eyes, and 8 long arms. They live in all the world's oceans but are especially abundant in warm, tropical waters and like their cousin, the squid, are often considered monsters of the deep, though some species, or types, occupy relatively in shallow waters. Most octopuses stay along the ocean's floor, although some species are pelagic, which means they live near the water's surface, but some of their species live in deep, dark waters, rising from below at dawn and dusk to search crabs, shrimps, and lobsters rank among their favorite foods. Octopuses typically drop down on their prey from above and, using powerful suctions that line their arms, pull the animal into their mouth. If they are threatened, they shoot an inky fluid that darkens the water, confusing the aggressor. They can also change to gray, brown, pink, blue, or green to blend in with its surroundings. Octopuses are solitary creatures that live alone in dens built from rocks, which they moves into place using its powerful arms and sometimes even fashion a rock door for their den that pulls closed when they are safely inside. The male octopus uses a specially adapted arm to deliver a bundle of sperm directly into the female's mantle cavity, after which he becomes senescent and dies, while the female deposits fertilized eggs in a den and cares for them until they hatch, after which she also dies. Octopuses have short lifespans, and some species complete their life cycles in only 6 months. The giant Pacific octopus, one of the 2 largest species of octopus, usually lives for 3 to 5 years. Octopuses have blue blood, 3 hearts, and a donut-shaped brain. It's a well-known fact that octopuses have 8 arms and each arm contains its own brain to enable them to complete tasks with their arms more quickly and effectively. While its arm is capable of acting independently, able to taste, touch and move without direction. The centralized brain is also able to exert top-down control. Most of the octopuses were eventually successful at guiding their arm to the food, proving that the central brain, which processed the visual information, could control the arm. An octopus brain-to-body ratio is the largest of any vertebrates, although not mammals. Octopuses are incredibly smart animals with the ability to use tools and recognize individual. In some species of octopus, the animal will use shell or rocks to build shelter for itself. The octopus nervous system is unique in that it consists of 3 parts, a central brain, optic lobes attached to the retinae, and the peripheral nervous system, mini brains located in each arm. This allows different parts of the body to process information and carry out movements independently from one another. Reproduction in octopuses varies depending on the specific species. In Octopus vulgaris, a species found throughout the world, the male transfers spermatophores to the female using a structure called the hectocotylus. This can occur between males and females over the course of several weeks and amongst different individuals. The eggs are fertilized by the spermatophores in the oviducts, which cover the eggs with a sticky fluid that keeps the eggs together in a bundle. While the female octopus looks for a sheltered location in shallow water in which to lay her eggs. A single female can lay anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000 eggs during a single spawning event. The female will then take care of these eggs for 4 to 5 months. After the eggs hatch, the female typically dies, having lost nearly a third of her weight while caring for the eggs. Octopuses are amazing creatures. They are aquatic invertebrates, meaning they have no backbone like we do. They are in the order of mollusk, along with other soft-bodied animals like clams, snails, squid, and cuttlefish, and one of their most famous feats is squeezing through tiny holes with their pliable bodies. Even though they are the predator for some animals, they are also prey for others like eels, whales, seals, birds, and more. However, they have several adaptations to help them survive. Soft body might seem like a weak point for octopuses. After all, their closest relatives, like clams and snails, have shells. Their soft bodies allow them to compress dramatically and squeeze through tiny holes in rocks or walls in the ocean. And because of this adaptation, octopuses would surely win in a game of hide and seek. They can often be found hiding in crevices in the ocean, tucked safely away from the prying eyes of predators. Even though a bird beak could do some damage to the soft body of an octopus, octopuses have beaks, too. They are hidden from view on the underside of their body, and this hard structure contains venom, a natural injectable toxin, which they inject into their prey to immobilize it. The blue-ringed octopus has venom strong enough to kill a person in less than 30 minutes. Although octopuses are venomous, they prefer a quiet life, unlike the other predators. These animals are experts at camouflage, or the ability to blend in with their environment. Many octopuses have the ability to change their skin color depending on the surface they are on. However, the mimic octopus takes this adaptation to a whole new level. When threatened, it can change to look like poisonous animals that would pose a danger to the predator, such as a lionfish, sea snake, flatfish, and much more. Turning into another animal seems to confuse or scare the predators away, allowing the mimic octopus to make a smooth exit. Octopuses are standouts among cephalopods, and among all invertebrates, for their large brains. They can navigate mazes, solve problems, remember, predict, use tools, and take apart just about anything from a crab to a lock, all but that last one's sophisticated hunting behaviors. The octopus is a boneless sea creature that has fascinated people for centuries, both on and off their plate. It's an important protein source in coastal communities around the world and is considered a delicacy by many cultures. As a folk remedy, it's thought to cure impotence and heighten sexual libido. Octopuses hide in dens, which are typically crevices in rocky outcrops or other hard structures, though some species burrow into sand or mud. Octopuses are not territorial but generally remain in a home range. They may leave in search of food. They can navigate back to a den without having to retrace their outward route, and they are not migratory. Octopuses bring captured prey to the den, where they can eat it safely. Sometimes the octopus catches more prey than it can eat, and the den is often surrounded by a midden of dead and uneaten food items. Nearly all octopuses are predatory. Bottom-dwelling octopuses eat mainly crustaceans, polychaete worms, and other mollusks such as whelks and clams. Open ocean octopuses eat mainly prawns, fish, and other cephalopods. Octopuses mainly move about by relatively slow crawling, with some swimming in a headfirst position. Jet propulsion, or backward swimming, is their fastest means of locomotion, followed by swimming and crawling. Most octopuses swim by expelling a jet of water from the mantle through the siphon into the sea. The physical principle behind this is that the force required to accelerate the water through the orifice produces a reaction that propels the octopus in the opposite direction. When swimming, the head is at the front and the siphon is pointed backward, but, when jetting, the visceral hump leads, the siphon points at the head and the arms trail behind, with the animal presenting a fusiform appearance. Octopuses can create distracting patterns with waves of dark coloration across the body, a display known as the passing cloud. Muscles in the skin change the texture of the mantle to achieve greater camouflage. Octopus may spend 40% of its time hidden away in its den. When the octopus is approached, it may extend an arm to investigate. 66% of Enteroctopus doflini in one study had scars, with 50% having amputated arms. The Atlantic white-spotted octopus, Callictoctopus macropus, turns bright brownish red with oval white spots all over in a high-contrast display. Displays are often reinforced by stretching out the animal's arms, fins, or web to make it look as big and threatening as possible. Once they have been seen by a predator, they commonly try to escape but can also create a distraction by ejecting an ink cloud from their ink sac. The ink is thought to reduce the efficiency of olfactory organs, which would aid evasion from predators that employ smell for hunting, such as sharks. Ink clouds of some species might act as pseudomorphs, or decoys that the predator attacks instead. When under attack, some octopuses can perform arm autotomy, in a manner similar to the way skinks and other lizards detach their tails, and the crawling arm may distract would-be predators. Such severed arms remain sensitive to stimuli and move away from unpleasant sensations. The diseases and parasites that affect octopuses have been little studied, but cephalopods are known to be the intermediate or final hosts of various parasitic cestodes, nematodes, and copepods. 150 species of protistan and metazoan parasites have been recognized. The Dicemidae are a family of tiny worms that are found in the renal appendages of many species. It is unclear whether they are parasitic or endosymbionts. Octopuses have an innate immune system. Their hemocytes respond to infection by phagocytosis, encapsulation, infiltration, or cytotoxic activities to destroy or isolate the pathogens. The hemocytes play an important role in the recognition and elimination of foreign bodies and wound repair. Although octopuses are not considered endangered, they do face dangers from human activity such as habitat destruction and a reduction in their main foods due to overfishing and marine pollution. Giant octopuses are very weak to hemorrhage. Any weapon that can bleed will be very effective. If damaged significantly, it will eat one of its tentacles to regain health. The tentacles can also be cut off, reducing its range of attack, but it can regenerate them. Octopus's blood also causes them to be extremely sensitive to changes in acidity. If the surrounding water's pH dips too low, the animals can't circulate enough oxygen to survive. Why does an octopus eat itself? The research shows that such behavior takes place when an octopus is extremely hungry. Not only that, some octopuses ate themselves because they were stressed due to being in captivity. A stressed animal is most prone to infections. When an octopus sustains an arm wound, they don't get a scab or scar as we would. Instead, a layer of cells called epithelium, the same cells that make up our skin layer, covers the wound, and beneath this, the regeneration process begins. Animals across the spectrum, from octopuses to fish to bees, experience emotional and physical pain, and sometimes even anxiety. The cephalopods, including octopus and squid, have a remarkably well-developed nervous system and may well be capable of experiencing pain and suffering. Octopuses have large optic lobes, areas of the brain dedicated to vision, so they appear to be able to recognize individuals outside of their own species, including human faces. Octopuses can be a pet and kept in a home aquarium, but they will live only a couple of years, so even the most dedicated and responsible pet owner won't have long to spend with them. And the biggest downside by far is the short lifespan. The bimac octopus is short for its scientific name, Octopus bimaculoides, also known as the California two-spot octopus, is the most tolerant, friendliest, and intelligent species, which has led to an increase of them being kept as pets. Octopuses play a key predatory role in shaping communities that is unmatched by any other invertebrate. Additionally, their live fast, die young life history strategy means their populations respond quickly and dramatically to changes in the environment, which suggests they could be an indicator of ecosystem change. The Benefits of Being an Octopus is an inspiring book about personal empowerment and stereotypes as it relates to poverty, class, and those who own guns.